Good day, everyone. Now you will learn the facts about news and its values.
Hello and welcome to Media Pool. My name is Victoria and today I'm going to be introducing Galtung and Rueg's theory of news values. News values is the media theory that I've found to be the most useful during my time studying communication and media, so I really hope that you'll find this video useful. Let's go! News values are, according to Galtung and Rueg, the factors influencing the flow of news and can be seen as characteristics which are consistently evident in most news stories. The more or the stronger news values a story contains in relation to its target audience, the greater the chance it will be selected as news by media writers. Galtung and Rueg have quite a few different news values within their typology, so to make it more comprehensible, I'll focus on the 5 news values I have found to be the most vital during my years at university. Newspapers are more likely to feature a story that will have an impact on the reader or news that the readers can identify with. The reader will likely be more interested in a story geographically or culturally near, so a car crash in Mongolia wouldn't be very interesting for a British audience unless someone British died. Is it a big event or something which will affect a large number of people? If so, the reader will be more likely to respond to the story. Did we expect this event to happen? If the story is unpredictable, it is more likely to create a wow reaction from the readers. Readers are also more likely to respond to news that involves people like them, so personalisation is an important news value to secure audience identification. It also helps if the story has an oddity value, as it makes the story stand out for the reader. So let's pretend we're a journalist working for News Daily and a news story has just come in. It involves Anne Stevens, a 45-year-old mother of 2 from Cambridge. She works as a pharmacist and she has created a cure for breast cancer which has just proven to be successful, and it has therefore been kept hidden from the rest of the world until now. Why would this be breaking news? Well, because it includes all of the 5 news values I mentioned earlier. The story has a major impact on the reader as breast cancer is the most common cancer in the UK, with 1 person diagnosed every 10 minutes. A cure would help all those affected and would be an enormous relief for those diagnosed in the future. As Anne Stevens is from Cambridge, the news hasn't travelled far and it's a story close in proximity for a British audience. That a woman from Britain has found a cure for breast cancer would likely end up with the reader feeling proud of being British. By including the fact that Anne Stevens is 45 and a mother, you could also have the news value of personalisation. She can easily be presented as someone the reader can identify with. The story also has oddity value as it's been kept a secret until now, and also as a cure for cancer is something we didn't predict would happen at this time, it's likely to get a wow response from the reader. To sum it all up, Galtung and Rueg's news values theory basically explains what makes news, and if you found this video useful, please click like down below or subscribe to our channel.
Now that you're familiar with news and its values, let's apply all your learnings to these following examples. First, we will tackle about the news from the Bohol Tribune, updated on January 24, 2021. One of the news there, PGBH breaks ground employees' future village. This information shows the values of timeliness, prominence, and proximity. Why? Because this information is very important to our community today, and since this news or this event was spearheaded by our mayor, this is considered as prominence. Second, after the rain, the flower blooms. Mary Joy's story, part 4 of a series. This kind of information or news has the value of oddity, which it means that there is something peculiar about the story of Mary Jane. That is why she is featured in the news of the Bohol Tribune. Third news. Gov opened the Metro Tagbi idea. This information or news is considered as prominence and timeliness. Since our governor is very famous and his works are very essential for our community today, that is why prominence and values are shown in this information. Fifth, you can read there, Tagbi extends office hours deadline for permit transactions. This information is considered or has the values of proximity, prominence, and timeliness. Proximity because it is very timely and this is very important to our community nowadays since the quarantine is still ongoing. People must be informed that Tagbi transactions or permit transactions are now extended. Next, Solon's capital office reopens tomorrow, January 25. This news is considered or has the values of proximity, prominence, and timeliness sent because Solon is considered as a very famous persons or personality in our city. The values that are here are very important, or the news values are very important to create a great kind of information. Now, to differentiate or to give you another example, let's use the news from Sunstars, or also known as Cebu Sunstars. This news was updated on January 24, 2021. You can see there, it stated that Guadalupe restricts. It states there that Guadalupe's restrict residents' movement to slow down COVID transmission. This report shows news values such as significance, prominence, and timeliness. It shows the prominence. So, this kind of report shows the timely situation or the current situation of Guadalupe now that they're having a very hard experience when it comes to COVID transmission. That is why this report is considered as proximity or significance. Second, judge dismisses Osmeña's case to nullify sale of JP lots in 2015. In this news, you can see the prominence and proximity of it, since Osmeña is very famous and most of us knew him. This news is considered or has the value of prominence. Last, 5 employees of rehab center face murder over patient's death. This news is considered or has the value of oddity because this report shows a peculiar or very strange happening in our society. Murder is considered, Murder is considered as heinous crime, unpardonable crime. So that is why this news considered or has the value of oddity.
Hi everyone, before I will proceed to my report, allow me to introduce myself. By the way, I am Marie Trashabulas Jimenez. I am assigned to talk about the newspaper from Philippine Daily Anchor. The headlines that I'm going to tackle today is first, the ashful blight 16k hectares in Cavite, Batangas farm. This news is newsworthy because it is an unusual circumstance, and I think this will happen only once in a blue moon. It is also need to be informed to the public eye, so people will be prepared and be ready if this will happen again. Specifically, this news belongs to oddity since it is so shocking and alarming. This can be a conflict of nature. Second is the seventh judge to handle Dilima drug case. This news belong to prominence since Dilima is a well-known person, and because she is popular, each bad move she takes must be informed to the public eye in order people will be informed about her cycle of life. And I think this is her consequence of being popular. The third one is as CO2 levels rise, Philippines faces perils others have not seen. This news is newsworthy and it belongs to proximity since this event is happened nearby, basically in our home country, and as a Filipino, we need to be informed for our own awareness. The fourth one is artist makes prosthetics matching patient skin tone. This news is so shocking and unexpected, so that this news belong to oddity. So what makes this news different from other? So this news does not only show important details, however, it makes sure to bring scars to the mind of the readers, wherein it shows how creative the Filipino is and how wide our vocabulary is about that thing. So it is so interesting for the readers and sounds so bizarre. The fifth one is a museum puts asleep amidst all unrest. This news is newsworthy since it shows situation inside the Philippine area, specifically our home community. This news is not being gathered from other places that as a Filipino, it makes us felt not interested. However, this news was happened inside our home community and we must be informed about this. Basically, this news belong to proximity since it talks about a situation in one's home community. The sixth one is 4 Chinese help in Pogo's workers kidnapped. This news belong to consequence since the impact of the said event to the people really affects its eagerness to be curious of what will be happen next if the workers escape or the 4 Chinese being mentioned is being arrested by the police or something like that. The seventh one is 2019 growth slowest in 8 years. This is a news conflict because the readers are interested for the explanation about what happened and what steps will be taken to make it a progressive one. The last but not least headlines is no US visa for Bato, no VFA Duterte. This news belong to prominence because the persons being talked to is very popular in our country. Indeed, this is a need to be informed to everyone for their awareness.
Good day, Mom. Our task in this morning is to give you the different news front page, and then after that we're going to identify the news values of different situation and event. So these are the news front page. The first is no rule for Duterte in transition government. So the news values of these are prominence, at the same time significance. Prominence because events are more newsworthy when they are involved public figures. So this means that this information is newsworthy and significant because Duterte is a great leader, and this news is very essential not only in our place but also to the other country. The second is Sinopharm strengthens Nuvaxovid case vaccine. So the values of these events are proximity and relevance. So proximity because events are more newsworthy when they are closer to the community reading about them. And then relevance because events are most newsworthy when they involve an issue that is top of mind in the people. So this information is newsworthy and significant since Sanofi Pasteur is the largest company in the world devoted entirely to vaccine. The third is Philippine economic growth 6.7%. So events are more newsworthy when they affect the number of Philippines economy. So the impact is that people get attached in this news to know more about the situation in our economy. And that's the great significance of this news. So the fourth is Saudi Arabia sees better ties with Philippines. So the values of this news are prominence and relevance. Prominence events are newsworthy when they are involved in public figures, and then relevance events are newsworthy when they involve an issue that is top of mind in the community or in the public. The last one is the new MOP president. So the values of these events are prominence and relevance also. So prominence events are more newsworthy when they involve public figures, like what the news is, the new MOP president. So relevance as well because it is newsworthy and significant because the new MOP president is also a great leader. That's all. Thank you. So news values are very important to us because it helps people be aware from the things happening around the world. So listening and reading news can be a very helpful way to keep our family safe because the information it tells us are important. That's all. Thank you.